Welcome to Apothecary After Dark, the official podcast of Amityville Apothecary.
This is what real witches talk about when the doors are locked, the lights are low, and the incense is still smoldering.
From spell work and shadow work to hot takes on hexes, healing, and everything in between, we're serving up magic, mystery, and a little bit of mischief.
So pour a cup of your favorite libation, light that protection candle, and settle in. It's about to get witchy. Hey everybody, welcome back to another episode of Apothecary After Dark, the official podcast of Amityville Apothecary, where real witches talk about real witch stuff. After all the customers are kicked out of the store and we put the blind down, I'm here with my fave person, whole universe.
Yes. Hi, guys. I'm Danny, also known as Danielle. And that's Dina. If those of you are not familiar with us, we co-own the Apothecary. And today we have a very, very special guest and friend of ours as our podcast guest. Her name is Jen Sankey, and she just put out a fabulous, wonderful book called Manifesting by the Moon. So we're going to talk all about it and her other products. So thank you for being here with us, Jen.
Thanks for having me.
Do you want to start by telling us a little bit about you and like your witchy ways?
I suppose I can do that for you. My name's Jen Sankey. Obviously, we established that. I have been a practicing witch for many moons. I started tarot when I was about 12. And
Cue the familiar in the background.
Wait, you have to introduce her.
The minute I started talking, I'm like, not now, Maisie, not now. Yes, she's around. So
she wants to participate. That's Maisie.
She just wanted to say hello too. She's like, Mom, nobody cares what you do. I'm more important. So there's that. But I've been practicing witchcraft for a very long time. I actually, I was the weird kid in the woods looking for the fae and making potions out of sticks and rocks and all that fun stuff. And, things just kind of evolved from there. And here we are today.
So it's a big leap, though, I think, from the seemingly shared childhood experience all three of us have with like running through the woods and looking for magical creatures to becoming a professional witch and doing this for a living. So how did you make that jump?
Lots of practice, lots of mistakes. I think for me, just starting early also had to do with the fact that I was on my own when I was 14. So it was really, I just needed resources. And that was one resource I knew I had, and I needed to learn it hard and fast. And that is exactly what I did. And so really being able to, having to trust your intuition, like right out of the gate, really was a big factor for me. And so once I was able to do that, I was able to really start learning the different modalities that I know and, really what witchcraft is, what the moon work is, what tarot is, and the other, different divination that I do. So I think that for me, it was just that process of, okay, you're on your own and, you're a kid and this is what you have to do. And just trying to rely on different aspects of magic and realizing that it's a manipulation of energy and being able to work with that at an early age. So I've had a long time to be able to really hone that practice.
I love how you explain that. So did you first stick with like trying out different spells to manifest as a young little witchling as you were in survival mode and you're like, I'm going to harness these energies to create the life that I want? Or did you first start using tarot, or did you start, what did you gravitate towards first as part of your journey?
So I had tarot first, but I didn't know really how to use it. I just had a regular Rider-Waite-Smith, the little white book. No internet at that point. I know, dinosaurs. And so I had that with me, and that was kind of a learn as you go. but really it was the moon for me, because I was working as a waitress in Long Island at 14, mind you, different times. And at night I'd get out, 1, 2 in the morning, and I'd have to walk home. And, the moon was there, and it was me really just talking to the moon. Like, okay, I'm really hoping that tomorrow I make, this X amount of tips. And I hope that where I'm staying, that they let me stay there a little longer, and just trying to like, what can I do to make that happen? And just that exchange, just that energy and just talking. And really from there, I was like, okay, well, maybe if I light this candle and, really focus what I want on just this candle, nothing fancy, that something will happen. Let me try it out. So it was just a lot of trial and error, and really using what I had around me, because I didn't have a lot and I didn't have a lot of money. So I really had to learn how to utilize what was just there to work with.
I think that's great. I mean, growing up, we're peers, so I understand the lack of published works that we didn't have available to us. So this book, Manifesting by the Moon, that you just published and put forth, it's a guide to lunar magic. And Dina and I were blessed that you invited us to, read it ahead of time, and we're included as part of the forward or part of the endorsement. We're so honored and thrilled to be there. And it really is such a wealth of information for how to work with the moon, all the different moon phases, all the correspondences. So I think it's going to benefit.
It's not just a book that you read and you put down. I mean, like we said in our endorsement, it's going to take its rightful place, like on your important works bookshelf, where I imagine the Cunninghams would be, and where the Book of Correspondences,
Judicious Encyclopedia.
Judicious Encyclopedia.
This is a great resource.
It's one of these books, Jen, that you really put all the information in there that any practitioner would need and can go back and keep referencing when they're looking to do either the spells that you have or informing their own spells, the timing of their own spells. Just like really great.
Thank you. Thank you. Yeah. I mean, I tried, it's like I tried to cram so much in like 380 pages that I could. And actually a lot was cut out, and we just couldn't fit it all. So that was, and I actually this book was actually supposed to come out like last fall. But when we were kind of getting to the stages, I wasn't totally happy with it. So I actually rewrote the whole entire thing.
Oh boy.
Which I don't recommend if you want your Saturday. I just wanted to restructure it because like you said, Dina, I wanted you to be able to be like, okay, so it's the last quarter moon. Let me just pick it up and zip right to that chapter and see what's going on. Okay, I know this moon, we have a Pisces moon coming up. How can I work with that? Let me go to the back chapters and see what's back there about it. So it was really important for me to get as much information in there, but also keep it really organized so that, anyone picking up didn't get overwhelmed.
Well done.
Yeah. I mean, just looking at the back cover, 120 spells and exercises to connect with the moon and to manifest and how to work with it. It's not just like throwing spaghetti at the wall. It's like, here's how you work with we just had a full moon in Leo out in Arizona, which looked spectacular. So what does that mean? It's to somebody that might be new. The moon affects everybody, whether you know it or not. So how do we best work with that energy and harness it to benefit our lives?
But also I can't help but think about young Jen in the parking lot of a diner, which by the way, diner culture at that time was very special. It's sort of not the same anymore.
Totally. No, definitely.
It's not the same as it used to be. But looking at the moon and having access to that constant, no matter where you go. And I think a lot of times we think that our magic has to be complicated. We have to have all of the things. I mean, the things are nice, but not everybody's that resourced. So to be able to have your book listen, if you can't do the spell because maybe you don't have all of the tools, you could still use the scaffolding of the spell and, tap into the energy of the moon. I just think it's so important,
Yeah, and even in the book, I say too, like, you know what? If you don't have, any candles, like for some reason you just don't have any, freaking draw one on a piece of paper, print one out, and that's like I have the gods and the gods or the goddesses and stuff, and print a picture out. It's really about why you're doing it. It's not actually the tools, but I really tried to make sure that nothing in there was hard to get. Everything was accessible. You can go to the dollar store and find everything you need. That is like the best witchy supply place ever if you don't have a lot of funds. When, and of course, not everybody has like a great store like you do in the area. Not everybody has access to that, which you can, of course, go online. That's an option. But if you're like, holy crap, the moon's tomorrow and I need this, and you can just run and grab it, or your spice cabinet, because I guarantee you have it there. And if you're not someone who cooks a lot, it's just sitting there not doing anything. So you might as well give it a job.
I love that because, traditionally as a cook, I'm a recipe follower. Dina is not. She can just like whip something up, and my sister's the same way. So this serves as such a wonderful resource because if I want to be like encyclopedic and follow it to the T, I can do that. But I think magic is so much about intention and having like the parameters and guidelines so that you make it personalized to you. So you give the good base foundation, and then people can work off of that to make it special for their own practice. So I think it's really, really great and well done.
Agreed.
Thank you.
I, as somebody that's co-owned this shop with Danielle for 7 years, these moons come so fast. I'm like, again?
They don't stop.
Oh my Lord. Another moon. Again.
Yeah. So for a period of time, Dina's like, Dina's like, so I'm going to do full moon circles. And we did that for a little while. And so she's like, wait a minute, we just did one. I'm like, yeah, the moon just keeps coming. Like it just, that's part of like what you signed up.
Yeah, it's not, at that level of timekeeping is just not for me.
Well,
but
now we have a book to give them.
But you know what? Like, however, when I want to do something and I want to do a spell, what's really interesting is when the energy builds up and I'm like, this has to happen now. Most of the time the correspondences do line up. It's like somewhere within me knows that the energy is supporting it.
Yeah.
So, you know.
All right. So also I would be remiss not to tell everybody that's that Jen also created my favorite tarot deck. So that's why I'm wearing my kitty cat shirt. Yay. The Enchanted Forest Feline Tarot. If you don't have it, you must get it. It is wonderful. I love it. I actually carry it in my purse all the time inside this cute little cat bag that's hand stitched. And it has a great guidebook that has upright and reversed meanings, but it's very well done. And it uses the Rider-Waite format. But the cats are diverse and adorable and well done and cute. So I love it. And it makes me very happy. And it's a big gift giving item for me, for my friends. So thank you for that.
We've sold through that deck so many times because Danielle uses it so often. And everybody's like, what deck is that? So we've cycled through, and of course we've put them in our blind date with a deck product.
I love that.
Many forest felines into the world.
Yeah, everybody that knows me knows that I'm like a cat crazy lady. I'm a little cat witch, but you are too, Jen. As we heard Maisie making herself.
Miss Maisie Moon, she tootled in and out, so.
And then also, your first deck was indie created. Why don't you tell our users about that? Because that is like a graphic novel. It's so cool. Stardust Wanderer.
That is Stardust Wanderer Tarot, and that is my self-published deck, which was an adventure in itself. And that deck is based on really the story of the Fool, which most are, but she was the first one that kind of showed herself to me, and then just kind of dragged the whole universe with it. And that's Mina. So it is all about her going through her journey because she is a space pirate and demigoddess. And she didn't know that she was a demigoddess at first. Selene, the moon goddess, is her mom, and she didn't know that. So her, Celine and Blackbeard, who is her dad, had a little, and there was Celine. But Celine wasn't about, she had 50 daughters and she wasn't about like raising all these damn kids. So Blackbeard is a single dad raising Mina, but didn't really tell her that was going on. But Hecate is her auntie and is also the Empress in the deck. And so she, it's all about her journey of kind of figuring out who she is and all of that. And, it's quirky and it's fun. There's a lot of just so much imagery. There's gods and goddesses involved. And, that it was just really kind of the first go ahead. So it's such a learning experience for me.
I love that deck. It's a great, we're lucky enough that we have first edition, and it's going to be published mass market later this year.
Yes. Yeah. I only have a few of those left. Like, if anybody wants it, Amityville is the place to get it because it's almost kind of exclusive to your shop at this point.
It's beautiful.
Yeah.
I don't know if we have any copies.
I think we sold out of them.
We sold out. We need to get a few more from you. Yeah.
Yeah, because I only have probably like 4 boxes left. So yeah,
maybe we should get another case.
And it is good. There is a mass market edition coming out. US Games picked it up, which I am so thankful and grateful for. And it's, the same deck. The cards are all the same, but the box is a little different. We wanted to spice it up for the mass market edition and honor those first editions and those people, everybody who supported that first go round. So, and that's going to be actually available, which I just found out because I looked on Amazon it's like June 30th or something, but it is available for pre-order. So if you want to have both of those and get a collection going, I
recommend all of the products. This book is wonderful. This is out now. It came out yesterday. By the time this shows, it'll be out for a little while, and we have it in stock. The Enchanted Forest Felines, we have it in stock, and we will get more of the Stardust Wanderer. Yeah. We like to pull.
No.
Yeah, I was going to say we like to pull a card for the not yet?
No, we can't because we have to talk about the fact that Jen's going to be at Alchemy
Oh my
Academy.
God, yes. No, that's most of it. No. I'm silly.
We may not pull the card yet.
No, not yet, because this is more important.
Put your deck down.
So Jen is one of our esteemed teaching faculties at the forthcoming Alchemy Academy being held on May 2nd and May 3rd. And Jen's going to be teaching from Manifesting by the Moon. So do you have a little taste of what people can expect? It's in person. It's right here in Amityville.
Yes. Yes.
Let us. What do you think? What are you thinking about? What's your?
And I love the fact that I'm like first to go. Woo!
Yeah,
we're doing it. And I'm very honored to actually be able to do that. And really, we're going to talk about not only manifesting with the moon or by the moon, also just having a moon practice, learning to just bring the moon and that energy into your everyday, and how you can just really use her, as a guide, just for the simplest of things, and just really have her as kind of your, it's like your big sister in the sky. Like she's gonna, kind of guide you and nudge you to do this or not do that. So I just want, we're gonna do a ritual where we have some, some activity to do. We have it's going to be so much fun. It's very hands-on. I'm a very hands-on teacher, so I love just getting everyone involved and hearing what everyone has to say and how they feel, and just kind of using that to teach, and that feedback. So I'm really excited to share that with everyone.
I want to remind everybody that this is an in-person event, which I know for some people, there may be some hardship associated with travel, but Daniel and I really think it's important to get in the room. Community is more important than ever. So, especially with, so many planets. Right? Aren't so many planets going into
Aries?
Everything is Aries.
Either Aquarius and then Pisces and then Aries. Like everything's moving.
And the year of the fire horse.
Yeah, the
coming.
fire horse.
Yeah.
We need to get in the room. We need to get in the room with each other, man. And and what's really great about what we offer and what the teachers that are on the faculty offer is they're there in the room with you, and you can approach them and you can talk to them.
Right.
They will sign your books, but it's it's so funny because I will see after, months after the fact, I will see people from our community interacting with the teachers on Facebook or on Instagram. Everybody sort of stays together. And, when you're feeling stressed out, alone, misunderstood, this is really a great way just to build your community.
Totally. And you guys all have such diverse experience. So, Jen, we just highlighted your professional credentials, but your skills go so far beyond. But there's going to be even professionals that you've not yet met in person too. So by you staying throughout the entire day and the entire event and all of them, everybody's learning from each other. The teachers are learning from each other. The community is able to engage. We're all immersed in this little cocoon of immersive learning and connection that it's very, very powerful. And if anybody needs affordable accommodations, we even negotiated room rates right nearby. So it's very special and very unique. So we're really thrilled that you're going to be kicking things off because we love your energy and we're excited.
Super excited. I can't wait.
Well, now we can pull a card.
All right. So now we're going to pull the collector.
It's okay to pick up my deck.
Now we can pull a card for the collector.
So I'm using Jen's cat deck, of course, the Enchanted Forest Feline Tarot.
I am now no longer using the Rider-Waite deck. I'm using my own deck.
Yes, her gorgeous crystal keys. So beautiful.
I'm using my Stardust deck.
All right.
Yay. Well, that didn't want to shuffle, so there it goes. Ow, so cute. Ready? Seven of mushrooms, which is 7 of pentacles or 7 of coins.
Aw, I like an orange cat. I've always wanted an orange cat.
It's like
I know
Morris.
they're crazy, but I've always wanted an orange cat.
So I love this. But let's see what cards you get.
Yes.
Yeah. So I want to see what cards you guys get before I go into it. I love this card. It's a great card.
Let's see. Let's see what I'm going to get. Oh, okay. I got the 8 of Swords.
Okay.
Okay. So let's see what Jen gets.
I actually got the 7 of Swords.
Ooh.
Okay. So I think that we all basically need to get out of our heads and come to community because I feel like we're feeling a little jammed up, no?
Well, 7 of mushrooms. He has his little rake and his little hoe, and he's planting his seeds, and he's looking at, the mushrooms around him. But he's like a little apathetic and like, okay, when is this going to come together? Like a little impatient. You can't make it grow any faster, but as long as you just stay consistent, honing your skills.
And also you have to get out of your head about it. Like you planted the seeds. Sometimes you have to plant the seeds and you have to let it do what it's going to do. And it also depends upon what season you plant the seeds, right? Like right now, there's all this snow on the ground. I was actually just looking, before I came here, looking at my backyard and thinking about all of the, what's going on underneath the ground under all the snow. And seeds are planted. Stuff is happening. But sometimes you're just not going to see what's going on. And we build this mental prison of anxiousness and what ifs and why isn't it? And what the hell? And so
it's not working.
No, it's not going to happen. I'm stupid. I did it wrong, And so my 8 of Swords is paired with blue chalcedony. And what's really amazing about the way Amalia did the art is if you trace the ribbon, it's one continuous ribbon. And there's a little top where the suggestion is if you pull the ribbon from the top, all the swords will fall. It'll just unravel. So it's just not that serious, but you're making it serious.
Right. And then I have the 7 of Swords. So I think that just kind of goes to tending that garden. You unraveled, right? Those swords all came out. So now you got to kind of weed through them and see what do you need? What don't you need? What can you put aside? What may stop this growth from happening? What may help this growth from happening? And just knowing that it's okay to leave some stuff behind and that, all those things there aren't there to serve you. So it's just trusting your intuition to kind of sort through that, to leave space.
I love that. That's a great message. So get out of your head and just keep it going. Leave what you don't need.
Touch grass.
Stay
or
focused.
Snow.
Just keep nurturing.
Or sand,
Keep nurturing.
whatever. Something.
Spring will soon be here. So
Jen, we are so excited to spend time with you in May. Thanks so much
so
for hanging out with us and being here for our community. Where can everybody find you?
Really, Stardust Wanderer Tarot or Jen Sankey. If you just Google it, you will find me all over the things. So it's super easy to find me. If you even type in one of the things I've created, it'll just bring you right to me. And so definitely come hang out, see what I'm up to. And I think, thank you both for supporting me, for doing my endorsement. It means a lot. I know it's a lot to ask people to stop what they're doing to read this big ass book and write about it. So I really, really do appreciate that. And I'm so excited to hang out with everybody. And
it was our pleasure and honor. Yeah. You guys drop a comment. Let us know. Have you worked with forest felines? Did you get your copy of Manifesting by the Moon? Are you coming to Alchemy Academy? What do you hope to learn? We want to hear from you. Make sure you share with your friends. Subscribe. You can find us everywhere at Amityville Apothecary. And we will see you in the next episode.
Can't wait to see ya.
Bye.
Bye.
That's all for tonight, witches, but the magic doesn't stop here.
Be sure to follow Apothecary After Dark wherever you listen to your favorite podcasts.
Leave us a comment or review. We'd love to hear what's stirring in your cauldron.
And you can always find us at shopamityvilleapothecary.com or at Amityville Apothecary across all the socials.
Until next time, keep your wards up, your wands at the ready, and your spell work sharp.